Welcome to CCS TV News, where we bring you highlights and happenings from Coweta County Schools. For the week of August 14th, I'm Josh Johnson of Northgate High School.
And I'm Dawn Revere of the Central Educational Center. Welcome back to a new school year. We'll take a look at events coming up in these first few weeks of school in Coweta County. But first,
classes began in the Coweta County school system on August 2nd. 23,000 students returned for a first day of classes at all 32 Coweta County schools. Superintendent Evan Horton said that the first days of the new school year proceeded smoothly and especially noted improved bus routes this year, following the hiring of a number of additional drivers.
We've had a good, solid week of school. Transportation, want to brag on our transportation department. Dr. Simmons and his crew have done a good job over the course of the last year recruiting bus drivers, and we're seeing the fruits of their labor now and across the district. All of our folks came back over the last couple of weeks excited, eager, ready to get the school year started, and they've had a really good week, and we look forward to continuing that as we go forward. So just want to thank everybody on the smooth start to the school year.
The school system also welcomed 179 new teachers at a new teachers breakfast held at the Nixon Center for Performing and Visual Arts on July 25th, just before the start of pre-planning for schools.
August 1st, you're going to meet parents for the first time. August 2nd, whether you're ready or not, they're coming. And they're going to be there. They're going to be eager to develop a deep, meaningful relationship with an educator that will pour into them.
on August 3rd, the Coweta County Board of Education held a called meeting to adopt new school property tax rates. The Board of Education voted 7-0 to lower the 2023 school system property tax rate to 15.41 mils, down from 16.00 mils set last year. It was the fourth year in a row that the board has reduced school system millage rates in response to rising property values in the county. The board also set the property tax millage for bond debt at 0.00 mils, since the school system operates without capital project debt. The millage rate is the rate applied to local property taxes, which provide the school system with approximately half of its funding for maintenance and operations. School system officials said that the recommended tax rate funds this year's school system operations and also remains revenue neutral when taking state school funding into consideration.
When you look at the figures that we're about to show you and what the rollback rate would mean for us, if we went with the rollback rate, I think at 14.08, you're looking at being negative $11 million in the budget this year, because the local fair share, which is based off of the top number, the total digest, that's what it's based off of. So that 5 mils we have to levy in the last 2 years has gone up $14.4 million.
The board set this year's school tax rate after 3 public hearings on July 27th and August 3rd. The resulting millage rate is the lowest school property tax in Coweta County since 1983.
In its first meeting of the new school year on August 8th, the Coweta County School Board approved revisions to several school system policies. The revisions included changes to personnel leave policies, dual enrollment, and student activity fund management. They also included changes to policy IHER, which governs grade promotion for high school students. The new policy language allows high school students to be promoted to the next grade if they meet the required number of courses, but would no longer require core curriculum sequences for students to be considered as sophomores, juniors, or seniors. The policy does not alter graduation standards, however, which do require completion of core curriculum classes in math, English, and science. Superintendent Evan Horton explained.
And what it does is it allows, if it's best for a student, for them to take an English, a math, or a science out of sequence. It allows them to do that. And with students transferring in and many of the variety of course offerings that we have and other systems have, we felt like this was most appropriate for the diverse needs of our students.
For the ongoing Noonan High construction project, the school board voted to name the new athletic training facilities in the new Bass Athletic Complex after longtime athletic trainers Harry Mullins and James Radar Brantley. The board also approved contingency changes for storm drains and water lines at the new school project, which Superintendent Horton noted is taking shape at the LaGrange Street campus.
The gym is coming along. Basketball goals are installed. Light fixtures and plumbing fixtures are going in, and we're scheduled for substantial completion there for October. BP3, which is the academic buildings, Roof decking is being completed in the kitchen cafeteria. I was out there today and saw some masonry walls going up. Floor slabs are slated to be poured in the auditorium later this month. And if you've seen the classroom areas out there, a lot of mason work's been done, and the front facade I was by today and was kind of enamored with the brick on the front and the stone. So pretty excited to see that front elevation continue to come along. Project completion for the academic building is still scheduled for July of 2024.
In addition to other action at its August 8th meeting, the Coweta County School Board recognized East Coweta student Haley Faust for being one of just 9 Georgia students chosen to serve on the Georgia School Board Association's statewide Youth Advisory Council.
My name is J.R. Revere. I am the assistant principal at East Coweta High School, and I get the pleasure of presenting to you Ms. Haley Faust. Out of 300 students, she was one of 9, and she's the only one in Coweta County that's getting the opportunity to do this. So that's pretty big time for her, and we're really proud of her.
Now for a look ahead at events in our school system with East Coweta High student Olivia Rodriguez.
After the start of the new school year, students and families can look forward to a long Labor Day weekend on September 4th, and then to a long fall break weekend coming October 6th through 9th. The community can also look forward to the start of the high school football season this Saturday, August 19th, with the return of the Coweta Fayette Kickoff Classic to Newton High School's Drake Stadium. All 3 Coweta County high school teams will face off with rivals from neighboring Fayette throughout the day on Saturday at Drake, featuring the East Coweta Indians versus Stars Mill at 12 p.m., Northgate's Vikings versus Whitewater at 4 p.m., and the Newton Cougars versus Sandy Creek at 7 p.m. Saturday's games will be followed on August 25th by the classic Newton East Coweta rivalry game, also at Drake Stadium, and the Northgate versus Stars Mill in Fayetteville. Ticket information can be found on the East Coweta, Newton, and Northgate High School websites. At the Center for Performing and Visual Arts, the fabulous Equinox Orchestra will perform on the center main stage on August 17th, with music from the Great American Songbook provided in the style of entertainers like Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Sammy Davis Jr. And on September 10th, Private Eyes, a tribute to Daryl Hall and John Oates, will also come to Newnan at the center stage at 7 p.m. For more information about upcoming center events, go to www.thenixoncenter.net.
Thanks, Olivia. At its August 8th meeting, the school board approved $1,000 supplements for school custodians. The State Board of Education had earlier approved the supplements, provided from state-held ESSER II reserve funds. The supplement is in recognition of the increased services and support required to maintain clean and safe environments for students and staff, and will be paid to all active custodians as of August 18, 2023. The Georgia Department of Education will pay for the stipends with $146,740 in ESSER funds, matched by approximately $19,041 in local school system funding. In other business at its August meeting, the board also heard a report on this year's school 3rd through 12th grade milestones exams from Assistant Superintendent Karen Barker and System Assessment Director Jillian Andrew.
Elementary students in Coweta County outperformed the state and the RESA in all areas. A couple of highlights to note for ELA in our elementary schools on average, we're almost 9% above the state for proficient and distinguished learners. One area that we noticed was for 6th grade math, we did tie our RESA for levels 3 and 4s, but we outscored them in proficiency. Essentially, that means that we had fewer level 1 students than the average of the RESA. And then a highlight, if you look down to the 8th grade science scores, we're looking at about 17% more proficient and distinguished students than that of the state. Some EOC comparisons. This shows disaggregated between winter of 2022 and spring of 2023. We definitely see some areas where we can improve, but I want to point out that while our spring algebra scores are a little lower than that of the state and RESA. Overall, for the entire school year, when you combine all of the students who took Algebra 1 EOC, we did outperform the state and the RESA.
Before the start of the 23-24 school year, the Nixon Center for Performing and Visual Arts finished the summer with a production of A Midsummer Night's Dream, July 21st through the 23rd. The performance was part of the Superintendent's Theater Arts Resource, or STAR, program, which brings together theater students from all 3 Coweta County high schools. This year's performance was led in part by Shakespearean expert Kate Webster, a choreographer practitioner and movement director from London's Globe Theatre.
I've always been deeply passionate about theatre, but I also love teaching because I'm so passionate about it, teaching it and explaining it and getting other people involved in it, helping them shape their ideas and their creative things. It's great working with young people. This group have done, yesterday they were doing Renaissance dance, today they've been doing fighting, they've been looking at text in lots of different ways.
Sampler sitting on one
it's always
cushion, warbling
a real adventure and very passionate about it.
That brings us to an end for today's show. Thanks so much for joining us. CCS TV will return to bring you more stories from the Coweta County school system. Now we'll go to Superintendent Evan Horton for some parting thoughts.
Welcome back to a new school year. I have to take a moment here and thank a lot of people: bus drivers, cafeteria personnel, custodians, clerical staff, school administrators, and above all, our teachers. It's been a great start to school, and that doesn't happen without a lot of deliberate preparation over the summer, and a lot of committed people eager for students to return to our schools and classrooms. Those thanks extend to parents and our community too, who support our schools in so many ways. Everyone has shown a lot of patience as we all get used to the routines of a new year, and a lot of enthusiasm as classes and activities begin again. Our staff members appreciate your support and your trust. A new year is a chance for new beginnings, and I've emphasized to our faculty and staff to take that opportunity seriously. We've experienced some genuinely tumultuous times in our country and community in recent years, but such a smooth start gives our school system an occasion to make sure that we are operating at our highest levels. I've encouraged everyone in our system to commit themselves to making sure our school operations are rising to our aspirations, that we maintain high expectations for our students, and make sure we're providing our students the very best opportunities to make those expectations a reality. Have a lot of confidence that our community will keep supporting those high expectations, and a lot of confidence that our schools will keep rising to the challenge of meeting them. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.